Indiana needs a stop here on the defensive end. In the hands of the two-time All-Star Howard, with her fans in attendance. Howard, kick out McDonald. McDonald drives on Mitchell, leans in, wild shot, it won't go. Mitchell the rebound, the Fever can tie or take the lead. Mitchell, full steam ahead. Oh, it won't fall underneath. How did that not go down?
That was down. It was down, and then I blinked, and then it was rolling out. That was, I mean, the fact that she even got 2 feet in the paint as low as she did, with nobody picking her up a little later, that was a great possession there.
Here is Gray. Bank shot won't fall. Smith pulls down the rebound. 30 seconds left. It's a 2-point deficit. And Christie Sides will get a timeout. She wants a chance here with 6 seconds between the clocks. The 2-for-1 is probably out of the question. So you draw up your best play.
Right.
And you give yourselves a chance to tie or to go in front, which if you would have said that a couple minutes ago,
right,
you would have looked at me sideways.
Yeah, absolutely. The momentum is definitely back in the Fever's corner here on the home court. That was an interesting shot there, the possession before with Alicia Gray going full head of steam, trying to make a play, trying to get back to the free throw line, but they weren't the ones that were in the rush. You gotta be able to recognize what the clock is, pull it out, see if you can run some time off the clock and get it in. As soon as that ball goes through, it was a great defensive rebound, great push. You saw all the coaches storming out to call this timeout.
A 10-2 run by the Indiana Fever has Indiana on the verge of an improbable comeback.
And again, they do not go away. They tend to persevere. They are relentless. But how did that Kelsey Mitchell layup not go down? I will never understand. That was the best shot I've seen her take all night, and just the ball was not in her favor.
So Berger will inbound. Indiana trailing by 2. 6 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. We'll see what Christie Sides has drawn up here for Indiana.
And you don't need a 2. Or you don't need a 3. You can get a 2.
Here is Wallace. It's a 3! Indiana's in front.
And Christie Wallace comes up big yet again.
Her career high tying 5th three-pointer against her former team. Christie Wallace delivers. You saw Ryan Howard go down on that play. She's been taken off toward the sideline. You hate to see this, but you love to see this.
Through the mask, that is, hate to see that, like you said, as she's getting escorted back to the locker room there. But what a play, Christie Wallace. Wide open. She's hit 4. I don't know how she got so wide open there, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they drew up. Kelsey Mitchell couldn't get the initial attack, get right back where you can see the injury.
Well, they are looking here at the table to see if there was anything flagrant on this. So this would be a massive ruling, and you're watching Wallace and you're watching Howard. And look, we're not exactly zoomed in, but in live action, that doesn't look like anything to me that would merit a flagrant. Wallace, at least from this angle, does not appear to have her elbow up. Those two just collide. In fact, I mean, you could make a case that it's Howard initiating the contact.
Yeah, I think they just, like you said, collided with heads. Christie Wallace's side of her head and Brian's nose there.
Angelica Suffren, Claire Aubrey, and Marcy Williams with the all-important determination.
22 seconds left on the clock, so there still has to be a good defensive possession here because the shot clock is turned off.
There is no flagrant, no hostile act. So now the Fever need a defensive stop here to try to lock in their most improbable win in years. Indiana was trailing by 10 at the 2:43 mark, and they were down by 8 with 1:45 left. It's a 13-2 run, and how can they get a stop? Inbound Parker. Parker inside. Bounce pass McDonald. Atlanta back in front.
That was tough. That was an aggressive defensive play. There was nobody on the backside to even drop. Making a play on that trap was the best thing that they could have done. But now there's so much time still left on this clock to get things going.
Well, this is where you just sorely miss Aaliyah Boston.
Yep.
Mitchell feels like she's got to come over and help. Barely any time off the clock.
Yes, that was probably the best thing. And they were still extremely intense there. But like you said, when Aaliyah Boston on the floor, there would be no double and a drop there. It would just be, can she shoot it over one of the best defenders, one of the best bigs in the league.
Do the Fever have another round of heroics in them? It'll be Grace Berger to inbound on the sideline. Fever trailing by just 1 point here. Inbound Mitchell. Atlanta does not have a foul to give. Mitchell driving on Gray. Kick out Berger. Shot fakes the three. Berger back for Mitchell. Mitchell, here's Wallace. Does she do it again? You bet!
Hey, another big shot there by Christy Wallace. She is feeling it. I was wondering if they were going to be able to get into her. Even got into her a little late, and they still found her wide open.
You couldn't write a script like this. Christy Wallace with a career-high 6th three-pointer against the team she started her career with. Big shot, Wallace.
I mean, just scrambling. The Dream are everywhere trying.
So now Atlanta down by 2. Ryan Howard is on the floor. Final 7 seconds. Robinson to inbound. Robinson having trouble. Here is Howard with the UK fans in attendance. Howard on the drive. Robinson stepped out of bounds. Atlanta turns it over.
Out of bounds yet again. They're just stringing along great possessions after great possessions, offense and defense. But what do? You want to get a stop and a score. That's exactly what they did. Come back out, get a stop and a score. That's exactly what they did. Ooh, and you got to be ready to shoot there. Ryan Howard, who is an elite player and a great shot maker, great shot taker. And if she gives up the ball, you better be ready to get that going up, because if not, I mean, she could have went out and go ahead and shot the contested three. So being able to come back out, you got to be ready to put that thing up. Yeah, man, I remember when I was that young and I could almost get in the full squat position. You better enjoy that use.
2.6 here. Indiana uses front court privilege. They've got a 2-point lead. Atlanta does not have any timeouts left. Inbound Mitchell, and they will foul her with 1.6 to go. So Mitchell at the foul line could ice this. She will need both. But important to note, the Dream do not have any timeouts, so they've got to go length of the floor here in 1.6. Mitchell needs one more, and an improbable, furious comeback would be official. No, rebound Smith, that will do it.
Talk about relentless, Pat. That was the definition right there. Way to get things going.